Let's go micro.
Okay, so we have to get one of the most complicated setups of the whole entire tournament going here. So, and the reason why I say that is because it's the 2 versus the tutorial ones. So both of these are teams. So even though we love both of these teams, this is going to be a kind of a complicated setup. So you'll have to give us a few minutes here while we get it set up. So I think
in the brackets there, or if you could go over to the sheet where it says list final stage.
Yes,
there's an extra bit at the bottom that's been added specifically for the 2. So I think
it's yeah. That's I always forget about that. So thank you for that. So we're going to have the Morrigan inside the. Ooh, I have to make sure I grab the right Morrigan here. And I think it's the one that I'm thinking, but I always get those 2 confused. So give me a few minutes here while we get these set up. I want to make sure I'm using the right files for each. So it is the one with the non-special character I. So it's the regular I. So yes. There we go. And it is going to be 1v1 Morrigan Romans. Okay, and their opponents, tutorial ones. So the tutorial ones will be Panda Tutor. And he plays Melons. I think that we have it correct here.
Just gonna go back and check. Is it Tutomaster that goes first?
It's Panda Tutor that goes first, actually. So and then Tutomaster goes second. So okay.
Oh yeah, I see.
Let's go ahead and begin. Both our enemies. Okay. So this is going to be a hard one. And who are you hoping for here, Bandit, on the on the betting challenge? Let me see what you put down. You put 4-2. So you're hoping for the Morrigan and for the general here.
So I'm trying to think what I was thinking when I did this. I think that I think the 1v1 and the 2v2s I think are heavily a bit more heavily in the tutorial one's favour, but I don't know with the 2. Like the Morrigan is strong. I think I was thinking like the 1v1 would be a Morrigan win. The 2v2 would be a tutorial 1 win, just because I think the feudal rushers will get the drop on the general.
This one is very tricky because the tutorial ones are just a tricky team to think about because they've got a combination of new AIs and old AIs, and if the old AIs are, which I think they're playing. Let me make sure here. They are playing pockets. Let me see here. So, okay, Norman Duck is playing pocket, but B2G is on flank inside the 4v4. Yeah, they can still do heavy damage inside if they are allowed to age up. So.
Yeah, but the General and the Morrigan both are crazy when they're allowed to go as well. Like the Morrigan in particular is that is one of those kind of rare cases, I think, where she's a threat in flank and in pocket. You don't want her in either.
When the Morrigan doesn't sling resources and she is a pocket player and she booms, she is a very, very difficult AI to get rid of. So.
And if you see her in even in free-fall games, I've seen her trading with Rare Bohm and Immortal before. If she survives towards the end, it's an equal trade.
Yeah, it's very, very, a very, very strong AI. I'm glad that Kimberly said that the Morrigan was able to participate. I know she was afraid that the Morrigan was going to get out earlier inside the competition when she saw that the two were challenging Maiar again, but that was not the case, and the two were able to proceed into this round, which I think is cool that they were able to still show off what they could do. So
yeah, and I think the combo of the Morrigan and the General works really well. I wasn't quite sure what to expect when I saw that the two partnered up, but they seem to complement each other really well.
Well, think about kind of like this too, and think about the scripters who are a part of this team. In addition to Kimberly, there's Leif, plus there's CheeseOnToast here. So it's a combination of 3 scripters who are, very good and with ideas and with their scripting abilities. So yeah.
And Leif is like the Oracle himself, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're all pretty scary scripters. So they're all pretty active, and they're all they've all been around for a fairly long period of time, and they just know what they're doing. So.
And I love the work that's been done on the General and Sergeant recently. I remember when I was practicing against the General back for like the arena tournament, and I was playing. It would have been versus Aztecs and versus Franks, I think it was, of the two. And now you're seeing play Magyars, Britons, getting more civs in there.
Yeah.
And seeing a lot more playstyles, which is, I think, kind of makes up for perhaps some of the past weaknesses the General had of, just kind of focusing on a quick castle age.
Yeah, even if you lose, you've lost to a great scripting team. You go out knowing that you got out for a good reason. You're challenging one of the, some of the top scripters of the modern era here. So it's just something to be proud of. And I'm sure that if Norman Duck and if BearTheGreat were still around to this day, they would be, surprised to see that their tutorial AIs had made it this far.
And that's, there's I guess I'm quite surprised actually to see Panda tutorial still doing well here as well, because I know Sky Panda is kind of the upgrade, right? the extra version of it, and yeah, Panda Tutorial's making it too. But yeah, it's a good mixed team, and I just remembered I was just looking back to the brackets. You know, the two managed to take Shadow as well. Shadow again at what, top 8? Insane.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And think about how, with BearTheGreat, I guess he did chat a little bit in 2000, but he hasn't been active for years. I mean, it's just he just hasn't been around, and and in scripting, it's been probably 5 to 10 years since he's been doing anything scripting related. So it's okay. So we're Panda Tutorial has produced some Man-at-Arms here.
They got to catch the scouts first.
I think the Morrigan is deliberately trying to guide them away. See if she can trick them.
Nice, sneaky.
Yeah, that's definitely what. And if that was like an older AI right there, that would be a killer because they would just chase them to the end of the map.
Why are you retreating, Panda? You had you could have just taken down the tower.
I'm not sure why he didn't finish him off. Hey, look at that! The Morrigan actually used the second mill right there. That we were.
Yeah.
We didn't see. We don't see too much of that, but the second mill did go up for the Morrigan, which is neat. It's almost kind of like a nod to old AIs whenever you do that, almost. And as we know, Kimberly wanted the play of the Morrigan kind of based off how she used to play the game. I'm not sure if that's still her strategy with the Morrigan, but I know at one point that was what she said. She's being a little quiet inside the crowd right now.
And it's made for a really distinct AI. Like, it's, I could, play a game with, maybe the names changed of a load of AIs, and I'd be able to tell taunts off and stuff if I was playing against Morrigan just by the way that AI plays, and that says a lot.
Yep. I think the Morrigan has a very unique Imperial and Castle Age strategy, especially when she starts booming. It becomes pretty clear if you have the Morrigan as opponent, because her town is almost unique. How the building placement and just how the whole town setup is, and you can kind of see if you're challenging the Morrigan or not.
Yeah, and enjoy that town at the moment. It's I thought it was at risk of being taken down then, but Panda AI is being a bit odd. Do you know? Can you see if they're retreating to the TC or whether they're trying to go to the corner of the map? I'm trying to see if it's a TC book or not.
They don't have any. I can't see where they are going right now. I think it's to. I think it's to the TC.
It's a retreat now. Okay. Sky Panda wouldn't be doing that. Sky Panda would be eating that town by now, I think.
I'm still looking forward to TheNightPanda's future AI, Skynet. That's one AI that I'm really looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see what he does with it. What I was saying, the Morrigan has a forward lumber camp built.
That's yeah, that's kind of
yeah, to the right there.
Yeah, that's kind of weird placement for. And already attacking with scouts over here. Maybe she's just trying to draw the man-at-arms attention. No, that's not what's going on.
Is that TSA kicking off there?
Let's do a villager check here. So Panda Tutorial actually has 5 more villagers, well, 4 more villagers than, but the Morrigan does have an additional TC. I don't think Panda Tutorial AI has at the moment. Yeah.
It's going to depend if the Morrigan switches out to Roman infantry, because as it stands, if she's going cav archers, that's not going to be good against
But look at that. Look at this, and they're not really. Okay, now they're using the. They weren't using the archer distance thing. They're just allowing themselves to be stabbed to death. Uh-oh. That's weird. That's kind of odd to me.
The archer distancing only works if you're using kind of default attacks, but I think the cav archers from Morrigan use a bit of DUC. You can see kind of the retreat, shoot, shoot.
Mm-hmm. I don't think that was working 100% the way that.
It's near forests. Sometimes that can cause them to get stuck. It's similar to some of.
Okay.
Anyone who kind of borrows from fireball snippets as well, I think sometimes gets a bit of that. They get stuck sometimes.
I think we can speed this up to Forda, though, at least. I think that probably Kimberly would appreciate that. Might want to see the Morrigan suffer. But
it's a classic Panda AI though, in that it just does one thing really well. Like, it has a strategy and it just executes it.
Yep. Okay, why don't we call it? So Panda Tutorial took the first game here. So good job to Panda Tutorial. On to game number 2.
It's going to be interesting to see. I think the placement of each team member is going to be important here.
So in the second game, let's go ahead and take a look at the final stage. The general is up first, and they will be playing Kemmer. The general.
Bring on the elephants.
Make sure I grab the right general. Yeah.
Command might work out for general.
And
You
Morrigan.
can probably get to castle a bit quicker without needing the buildings.
And then on our second team, I should just have to look at. So we've got the tutorial ones as Malian and Ethiopian for Panda Tutor and Esty Tutomaster. And let me make sure of one more thing here. We don't want to grab the wrong version of the AIs. So yeah, that looks like it's right. So, okay. We have to change the civs. So the general will be playing Kimberly, and then the Morrigan will be playing Celts. Oh, messed that up. Celts. And the Panda tutorial was. It does take a little bit of setup here, so give me a second.
TheNightPanda's here. Hi.
And then Ethiopian for Esty.
Did you catch the end of that first game there, NightPanda? Or are you just joining?
Okay, I think we're good. So let's go ahead and
nice. Yeah, it's a good win. It's a bit unsure for a moment with some retreating men at arms, but they they pushed on. At this point, MrElephant, I probably need to make a move.
okay.
Just in case it's getting a bit late here and
Yep.
gotta get set up. But yeah, thanks for having me. Glad to catch the end of that first set, and I'll definitely be catching up on this one because yeah, I'm intrigued, particularly with the 2v2.
Sounds good. You take it easy, and maybe we can catch you back here tomorrow or some other time. So thanks for tuning in, Bandit and co-casting.
Take care, folks.
So can the Morrigan and the General defeat Panda Tutorial AI and Esty Tutomaster? That is the question. Time for the TheNightPanda to join. It's late over there in the EU. I doubt that TheNightPanda wants to join. It's late over there for you guys. But anyhow, so we've got game 2 here, the 2v2. Whoever loses has to go on to the loser's bracket, which is the best of 3. So a lot of the tutors are inside this team. Some of the tutors, unfortunately, are not present because you can only have a max of a 4-person team. I remember when Esty was kind of setting up the Tutomaster team, he reached out and he was asking what I thought were some good additional tutors, and of course I suggested B2G and Vicky, but some of the others were Barry's tutor script, and I know there was another one that unfortunately didn't make it. But he thought that for whoever lost to B2G, that it was going to be kind of salty, I guess, is the word that he used, because everyone kind of for a number of years used B2G's tutorial AI as the example script. So losing to it was kind of salty, I guess. Guess his words were. He thought most individuals should be able to beat the B2G AI. Waddle, since you've become a really good scripter, maybe you can make a tutorial AI. I think TheNightPanda will have plenty of time to join the stream inside the later parts of the bracket when his AIs survive. I'm sure he'll want to co-cast with us a lot when Rehoboam makes it to the later rounds. So there's still plenty of time for him to join. Kind of a late feudal age here for the general. But the villagers are being bothered by that scout. But instantly starts researching Castle Age here. Those scouts are scary. No, we're happy that you're just able to tune in the TheNightPanda. So. General is slowly getting those enemy units out of its base. They are down some villagers, but you're starting to push back the enemy. Yeah, that would be interesting, Waddle. Anything that people can do to help the snippets would be great to future scripters. The general is very much struggling against Tutomaster. The Morrigan is going up in the Castle Age. Well, we can take a look at previous AIs that he faced. So inside the last round, he only lost one. Well, inside the first of the final stage, he only lost one game. And that was against the Horde. And then inside round 2, they lost 4 games, and those were against 105. So we know how 105 plays. And also, the Tutomaster also lost 2 games against Esty Tutomaster. So Panda Tutorial and Esty, Tutomaster, are both being very aggressive right now. It's hard for the Morrigan and the General to get themselves out of this hole that they're in. It would be very challenging for the General to be able to get themselves out of the hole at this point. He doesn't know about the other TC, I don't think. He might know about this TC, but he doesn't know about the other red TC. I think the Morrigan's about to resign. Going up to 4.0 at this point. Looks like they've called it quits at this point. This game's basically way over anyways. Let's check on the populations. Morrigan, it's done. Yellow doesn't have idle villagers, I don't think. Whoa, look at that. All those siege workshops going up at once. They do not have idle villagers. Waddle. Okay, we're going to go on to the 3v3 at this point. Okay, 3v3. Okay. Morrigan will be playing Celts as pocket. Trinket spell. Okay. Into the generals. And on the second team, it will be the tutorial once again, which will include Panda tutorial, Esty Tutomaster, and Vicky this time. Panda tutorial. And this is Ethiopian. Okay, I think we set it up correctly. So game 3. Vicky can have a strong feudal castle attack. I think I've seen it use man-at-arms before. It is fairly aggressive. No, Vicky does not hunt boar. It's not a user patch AI. It was made in 2009. So B2G's training AI was made in February 2007. So a little bit older than Vicky's AI here. Well, the Vicky AI. And there goes the man-at-arms. Changing to the archer strategy though. Throwing in some man-at-arms as well. Imagine that Vicky will be struggling here against the general on that flank. Panda Tutorial already going for the attack against the general on the other side. Can't imagine that we will be able to fit in a 4v4 in addition to this game, so we'll have to finish up the set tomorrow. In the next half an hour here. This is the 3v3, and Esty has it marked as Vicky inside player 3 slot. Inside the 4v4, let me pull up the. So inside the 3v3, it's Panda Tutorial, Esty Tutomaster in the 2v2, and 3v3, it's Vicky the Viking. And B to G is supposed to be flank and Goths. There's still little action here. Let's go check on Panda tutorial. Looks like he's producing some man-at-arms over here. Vicky's going for the attack. I think Panda tutorial is scared of attacking. Here's Esty might be inside the crowd right now. So, hello out there. Unique units brutalizing some of Vicky's troops here. Cyan going for the red pocket. two-handed swordsman coming out from Panda Tutorial AI. Okay, I think we can call this. So let's go ahead and call this for team the 2. So it's 2-1. We'll need to go onto the 4v4 tomorrow, but right now we're going to head on out and we'll continue with the brackets tomorrow. So most of the games for round, well, not including the losers bracket, have been played. We still will have to play Immortal and versus the Unknown. And the losers bracket won't be very painful because it's only a best of 3. So that will be a let me make sure I get this right. A 1v1, a 2v2, and a 4v4. So from the losers bracket. So that will be played. First we'll do the immortal versus the unknown. Then we'll move on to the losers bracket, which shouldn't take as long. No, losers bracket final stage round 3 is best of 3. So it's a 1v1, a 2v2, and 4v4. So maybe the later losers brackets are something different, but for the first round at least, it's a best of 3. So on that note, we're going to head off right now, and we will see you later. So thanks for tuning in. Okay, goodbye. Host MrElephant. Today it's going to be a quiet stream. I'm here by myself, so we're going to be playing the 4v4 of the 2 versus the tutorial AIs. So let's go ahead and get started. Hello, Rondi. Kind of a quiet stream today, it's just going to be me. Two versus the tutorial AIs. 4-on-4 fight. probably one of the most highly anticipated fights of this group right now, since there are so many AIs inside this particular match. So 6 different AIs in this one fight. It's too bad that Kimberly and Leif couldn't find 2 other individuals who they would want to pair up with. But they felt, I guess, that their team would be pretty solid as it is, so that's cool. B2G missed his berries and now has a long distance berry gathering process. Unfortunately, this is one thing that you would expect inside the pre-qualification round, not inside the final round of the tournament. So let's check out the positioning while we're inside the boring part of the Dark Age here. So Esty Tutomaster is facing down one general. And on the other side, we've got Vicky the Viking. And he's challenging the other general. So inside the 3v3, we know that Vicky was having a tough time handling the general. But maybe B2G can kind of help him out a bit inside this fight. This team is kind of imbalanced in a way, because you've got the old AIs on one side, and then you've got the new AIs on the other. So I'd imagine that these AIs on the left flank will be swallowed up by the general and the Morrigan. But hopefully B2G will be able to put up a somewhat good fight being pocket. Hello Farb, thank you for joining. There have been several AIs that are stronger that have been able to beat barbarian on Arabia specifically. One of those AIs is called Immortal, and the other AI is called Rehoboam. Now, they are mainly land AIs, so do not expect them to play water maps or anything like that, and they're mainly Arabia focused. So Barbarian is still usually one of the best AIs when it comes to overall performance, even on DE. This tournament here is specifically focused on Arabia, though, so Barbarian has already taken a loss and is inside the loser's bracket. He will be facing down. Let me pull up the brackets here. Elephant Man inside the loser's bracket. So the two teams are fairly close in score right now. Vicky just chased the general out of his base. Now he's fighting him at his own base. Panda tutorial now providing support to Tutomaster. We should note that right now the tutorial ones are up 2-1 in score. So to proceed to the next round, you need to have 4 wins underneath your belt. Looks like B2G is now providing support to Vicky in attacking the general. B2G, and well, Vicky is going up into castle as we speak. B2G is not close. Morrigan appears to be starting to move forward with scorpions. Vicky has not moved up into castle yet. Crossbow has just been researched from Vicky. Scorpions are on the incoming. Defensive castle placed in a fairly good position from the general. That will cripple older style AIs right there. Will only be a matter of time before Vicky falls apart here. So Esty, Tutomaster, and Panda Tutorial AI really need to finish off the general in blue so they can focus on a different teammate. Well, as you know, we only stream for around 2 hours. Next week we'll probably stream for a little bit longer, maybe closer to 4 hours, maybe for a time. But it depends on how quickly these games finish. So remember, it is a best of 7 here, so you have to have 4 wins to proceed. We have done a 3v3. We are performing the 4v4, or running rather, right now. So after the 4v4, there will be a 2v2, and if a winner hasn't been decided yet, there will be another 4v4. And then a 1v1. Yellow General just now hitting Imperial Age. All other players are inside Castle Age at the moment. This is the reason, well, Esty set it up in that fashion where these matches would be played in this particular order. So it goes into two. It's not like you can play continual 2v2. Anything that's not a 1v1 is a team game. So, you know, we've already done a 1v1, and if we finish this 4v4, it goes back down to a 2v2. And so it goes a 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4, 2v2, 4v4, 1v1. You can't just continually play 1v1 matches. Morrigan's starting to come into Cyan's territory here. Tutomaster having a tough day dealing with the Morrigan. They're slowly falling behind here. Jaguar Warriors on the incoming. Vicky having a bad day. B2G doesn't seem like he's providing much assistance right now, except stealing some of his allies' resources. Champions on the incoming from Panda tutorial. Visionary are strong. Hello, Kimberly. So it's kind of like what we thought, that Vicky and B2G were going to be overrun here. The older AIs of the group are kind of being crushed. Okay, I think that we can call this. So let's go ahead and give the victory to the 2 and proceed on to the next game. So if you're following along inside the brackets, that means there will be 2 wins for the 2 and 2 wins for the tutorial ones. So we will proceed on to another 2v2. So 2 wins each. After this, we have a 4v4 that we will have to play. If both teams each win 1 game, then we will go on to the 1v1, which will be the Morrigan versus the Panda tutorial AI. Sorry, I had a mind blank there. So in the last 2v2, the 2 actually took that game. So we'll be able to see if they can repeat that victory. Ooh. 2 militiamen sniped by the TC, got too close. It was kinda costly.
I'm being attacked. Please help.
Please allow a minute while I set the next game. So now we are up 3-2 inside the tutorial one's favor. So the 1v1, first 1v1 was won by the tutorial ones. The 2v2 was won by, the first 2v2 was won by the 2. The 3v3 was won by the tutorial ones. The 2 won the 4v4. And inside the last game that we played, the 2v2, the second 2v2, the tutorial ones won again. So if the tutorial ones win this game, that means they proceed. If the 2 win this set, then we will have to proceed onto a 1v1. Yeah, this is a very close set, Rondi. It could go either way. Hey Fireball, right now it's 3-2 inside the tutorial one's favor. And if the tutorial ones win this, then they send the 2 to the loser's bracket. I'm going to speed this up now. I think it's pretty clear who's going to win this. let's go ahead and proceed to the final fight of the set. So good job to the 2 inside this game. So we only have one game left now between these 2 competitors, and that is the 1v1. So the 1v1 will be played between the Morrigan and the Panda tutorial AI. Alright, so each team now has won 3 games. So this is the last game of the set. Panda tutorial versus the Morrigan. Morrigan will be playing Romans inside the 1v1. So let's begin the final fight. The final fight of this set. So inside the 1v1, the tutorial, the last time these 2 teams fought, the tutorial ones won that fight. So who knows if it will happen the same way again. Inside the 2v2, the first 2v2, the 2 won, and inside the second 2v2, the tutorial ones won. So it's very close between these competitors. This is the last fight of today. So Immortal will have to wait until another day. Perhaps Bandit might run the fight, or I'll have to start running it on Monday. So. And yes, Yu-Gi-Ohs, remember that Team Tutorial had 4 different AIs on their team, and Team the Two had 2 different AIs on their team. So the last set here. I doubt Kimberly would be happy with this result of having to challenge the Panda tutorial AI on her own, because as we know, she doesn't like the feudal age wars. And the feudal age is probably where this challenge will be set. The good news is that whoever is knocked out will still be inside the loser's bracket, so you're not out yet. And you'll be challenging the loser between Immortal and the Unknown. So it appears that Morrigan's already down multiple villagers at this point because of the man-at-arms rush that Panda Tutorial has attacked with. And there you go, folks. So, Team Tutorial has overcome Team the Two. So, the tutorial AIs will be proceeding to the next fight. So it was very close, and but the tutorial ones did take the majority of the games there in the best of 7, so 4-3 inside the tutorial one's favor. So good job to them. Good job to Panda Tutorial and Esty Tutorial and Vicky and B2G. So they will be proceeding on to the next round. The two will be heading towards the losers, where they will fight the loser between Immortal and the Unknown. So that is it for tonight, and I will see you back here on Monday, and farewell for right now.